recording going for the phone call, but I'm gonna crank up my screencast-o-matic recording so that we can record this winning team training call. Open
Sounds
discussion.
good.
Sometimes we say a lot of good stuff at the front end, and I forget to start the recording quite quick enough, and I miss some of it.
I'm doing fantastic. Nothing. I have to go see the periodontist. They're gonna cut the gum, shave the jawbone, and then stitch me back up. So, no teeth for a whole lot longer. Yeah, no, yeah, on the jaw where they took the teeth out. But he put something in there last time I was there, and I don't have any pain there now. Yeah, that was fierce. So now it just hurts when it catches my tongue. So I'm a happy camper. Somebody took me out to lunch dinner.
Glad my
Yeah.
camera's not on. You see me yawning here. Been kind of
Hmm.
tired this evening for some reason or other. I don't know why.
No trade?
Good evening. You reached our winning team training call. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Well, it's the best winning team call in the world. Guess who it is?
Well, I won't argue with you there. This must be Mr. Frank.
It is, it is, it is, it is.
It
How you
is.
doing?
I'm doing really good. Really good.
Oh,
How's your weather out there? I saw on the
yeah.
Weather Channel it looked like y'all was having some what they would call dangerously hot temperatures today.
Yeah, it's pushing close to 90 where I'm at.
Ooh, that's
115 down in Phoenix, though.
yeah, that's what I was seeing on the Weather Channel. They were showing some 110, 112, 115-degree weathers. That looked kind of warm. Even we were kind of hot today, but not that hot.
No, I've been down there and I don't like it. In fact, at 115, I have a hard time breathing. It's The heat is so hot that it's suffocating.
Yeah,
To me, anyway.
well, I understand that real well. We get we get up there, and we have had temperatures that high, but not in a couple years we haven't. But we got such high humidity here that that kind of high temperature would just it's almost impossible to breathe.
Yeah, and I can see where with older folks, if you got asthma or any lung condition at all, I don't know how you could live there. But hey, what do I know?
Yeah, most of the older folks they pack up and go down to Florida, or they go out west to the desert where it's drier. And but some of us folks we're just stubborn. We just keep staying on, hanging on here.
Well, at least if you live up north, you can be a snowbird.
I don't know if he's gonna be snowbird right now. Not right now. I think he's gonna have to be a duck, from what I saw.
I agree.
How's your weather up there, Reverend Dave?
Hello, Reverend Dave.
I don't know where he went. He was here just a minute ago. I'm sure he'll be back. What you got going on exciting
I'm back.
today, Robert? There he is. He's back. How's your weather up there?
It's stormy and hot. It's in the 80s, but not overbearing. But it's very sticky.
We consider the 80s cool weather.
Yeah, but the humidity is awful high. It's like 80% humidity.
Ooh, that's bad.
It's very sticky here. So
Just talking to Robert there. I saw on the weather there, and he said he confirmed it there that out there in the southern part of his state they had some 110, 120, 150. No, maybe not 120, but 115-degree weather. That to me is pretty warm, regardless of the humidity.
Yeah, that's in Phoenix. Good old Phoenix. But it's always hot.
Always hot in Phoenix, huh? Well, we're recording this, and I had asked Reverend Dave to share with something for us tonight. And I'm gonna give a microphone to him as soon as we find out who else has joined us here, and let him share with us for a while. This is Mike in Georgia, and you've reached our winning team training call. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Hi, Mike. It's Sandy in North Carolina.
All right, North Carolina.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Sandy, we're glad to hear you in here tonight.
Glad to be here.
You all doing all right? How's your weather there? We've got a weather report all around the country here.
Hot.
Hot.
It's 101 here today. It's horrible.
Whoa! You beat us. We just got up to 95 today, but
You poor dears.
y'all don't normally have hotter weather than we do. So I
No,
don't know.
no, it was good.
Weather's really messed up this year for some reason or other. I don't know why.
Mm. It was a good day to stay in.
Reverend Dave, would you like to share with us so we can go ahead and get something productive going here?
sure. Mike, I just like to talk about the Open Jacket Network, and I believe some of us are involved. I know Robert is, I am, and I'm not sure Sandy is or not.
I
But
am.
it looks like a good deal to me. I started taking the tutorial classes. I started at kindergarten, even though I was pretty sure I knew how to cut and paste and to do all that. But it's so entertaining. This guy, Tyson Curtis, is very inventive. He's very entertaining. and he takes what could be a serious thing and makes it a lot of fun. And he has a lot of fun with the people there in the class that are online with him during these Google Hangouts that he records, and it's very interesting. For instance, a few things he told us in first grade was network marketing is hard, and you can expect to work. And people that are telling you that it's a piece of cake and you only need three, and they need to find three, and they need to find three. I mean, they're basically lying through their teeth. And and I was reminded of a statement that Jimmy said to Dottie in A League of Their Own, that hard is what makes it great. That's why people don't do it, because it's hard, because you have to work to do things. And so if we're willing to work and we're willing to put effort in, then we will be rewarded commensurate to what we put in. And I really believe that because of the state of affairs in the United States today, people are looking for home-based businesses more and more, because they keep hearing these gurus say, "Oh, home-based business is the way to go." And I'm just trying to remember all the things that I was taught. For instance, I wrote down a lot of stuff that says, for instance, it says, work hard, but also work smart. Nothing will be a substitute for hard work, but you can do things that are smarter that will help you to maximize your effort. I'm just looking at my notes. Oh, promote yourself and not the company. People don't join companies. They join people. And if they think you have something special going for you, they will join you rather than somebody else. Part of the reason why I do my email blast on the safe list is because I'm branding myself. I'm showing people that I'm different. I use HTML. I put scripture in all my outreaches. And people say, "Hey, this guy is different." Nobody's putting Bible verses in. Some say, "Thank you, Jesus," and praise the Lord and all that. But that's the limit of their spirituality. This guy's actually putting Bible verses in. And I want to draw people, but I want to draw the right people. And I especially want, if I can get Christians to come out, or even if they're non-Christians, I want to reach them for the sake of the gospel. So that's my main motivation. But this Open Jacket Network is such a learning experience. I've only done kindergarten and first grade so far, and I've learned so much and gotten so many good nuggets that I can use with an email blast that I don't think I'll ever run out of material for that. So I really encourage people that are listening on the recording that if you haven't looked at Open Jacket Network, check it out. Mike, am I allowed to say my link? Mike?
Sorry about
Hello?
that.
Where's Mike?
I was muted there. I'm sorry. And I said absolutely. I make the rules, so I can let you do it or not, can't I? Go ahead, do it.
Okay. Well, my link for Open Jacket Network is http://fotsint.com, and that's spelled F as in Fox, O as in Oscar, T as in Tom, S as in Sam, I as in Index, N as in Nancy, and T as in Tom.com. And it's totally free to sign up. Kindergarten through sixth grade is totally free, and you get a wealth of information. If you want to go seventh grade to 12th plus onward with the learning afterwards, it costs $10 a month. And to me, it's the biggest steal on the internet right now, because $10 a month is nothing compared to the learning that you're getting. So look into it. At least sign up for free, get the free account, start learning from the lessons. You'll find out how entertaining it is, and just go from there. If you have questions, give me a call, 330-858-6750. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Reverend Dave. And I'm gonna throw in one little comment in here that anybody listening to this call, anybody listening to the recording, Uh, if you're interested in that, let me, if you don't have, if you can't find someone or sponsor or somebody, then go ahead and give Dave a check out there. But I'm gonna also tell you that most everybody else that's regular on this call are also participating in that program. And if you my first preference is for you to call the person that invited you to this call. But like I said, if you just stumbled upon this call or something like that, and you didn't have a particular person that invited you, then I would encourage you to go ahead and use Dave's links there, because what I want to do is encourage you to go ahead and participate in the program. I've heard just a lot of good about this and very little non-good. So in fact, no non-good, to be honest with you. And but like I said,
Mike,
yes, sir.
just wanted to say one more thing. If you have a team of people that you're training to be network marketers, to me, $10 a month is the ideal price to pay, because all this training is uniform. It's good for any business. It's not saying you have to do a certain business for this to work. So, if you have a group of people you're trying to train and you just don't have the time, maybe you might be spending hours and hours and hours on the phone where you're counseling people and showing them how to do certain things. But frankly, your time can be better used. Uh, to me, this would be the ideal way to do it, because everybody would get the same training, everybody would get the same information, and that's basically what we're looking for, is to train our people so they can succeed too. Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome. We wouldn't be looking for duplication, would we?
What would we want to do that for? Don't we all want to be individuals?
I
Yes, we're
don't
Well,
looking
know.
to duplicate.
let me throw something in there along with Reverend Dave,
Go ahead,
and
Robert.
that is that because I've talked to Tyson Curtis more than once. The classes every 3 months, certain classes, not all the classes, but certain classes will be changed, and different things will be added to what you're learning, so that when you go in there, whether it's today or maybe it's 6 months from now, the training is always going to be there, and the training will be constantly updated according to whatever we need. And I really think that's cool. And because if you go in there, and I don't know about you, but I'm one of these people that I have to listen to something or I have to stop and start it. I know with the 12th grade, I had to stop the video and restart it and stop the video probably 12 or 13 times to get the information I really needed, because in some of the classes, he'll go by it real fast, but that's the beauty of being able to have it recorded. And then when you're listening to that recording, you can stop it, you can go back, you can replay it, and you virtually learn exactly what you need to do. I love that. The other thing I might throw in here that Reverend Dave didn't mention is that when you sign up with a $10 program, it's one of the few programs I know that if, for example, let's say any one of you were to sign somebody else up and they signed up for the $10 program, you get paid the $10, not Tyson. You get it. And that is really cool, I think. Okay?
Yes, sir. I agree with you there. And in all fairness, I'm going to turn the mic over to Sandy now. And Sandy, see if you got any comments you want to make on this program, because I know you've participated in it too.
I have. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to sit and watch the videos, and the parts that I've seen have been very entertaining and very informative. I just don't have time right now to look at the videos, and I'm feeling really cheated. So I'll have to make time.
Let me ask you: this program is it something where you can, if you missed miss some, you could go back and look at it again and pick it up?
Oh, I've
Oh,
played
yes.
that video 100 times. Yeah, I just can't seem to get through it. Something always, the phone rings, or I'm called away, or something happens.
It seems to make it a
But yeah,
good program for somebody like you that has to, pick it up at bits and pieces at a time, but you got
yeah,
the opportunity to go back and review.
yeah.
All right, and that's the
And
open
Tyson,
jacket program.
Tyson Curtis does send emails with, different features that he wants you to know about. So that's good too, because you can see it in print.
Very good. All righty. Now we we got through that. I appreciate Reverend Dave there. I appreciate everybody else throwing your comments in there too. That gives us something. I have been recording this so that everybody listening to this recording can have the benefit of that information. Uh, I'm gonna open the mic up now. Does anybody else got anything else you want to bring up tonight? We can talk about tonight. I'm in a talking mood tonight.
Mike, I'd like to hear you talk about that new program you just introduced to the group on Tuesday.
Okay, let me get around here and see if I can get one of my computers to the. All right, there you go. Come on, you're supposed to open up now. It's called the Home Success Program, and it is. You can also sign up for free, and there's also an upgrade, of course, just like every other program out there. But if you sign up 3 more free people, you can get your upgrade for free. The way I understand the way the program works here, but it's a program of training for the network marketing, and it's a recruiting system. It has a database manager and everything. It basically, what impressed me is it has videos on just about everything to teach you how to uh, how to prospect, how to invite people, how to recruit people. It actually, they offer you, when you sign up, they offer you 100 free leads to start with, and these seem to be good leads. The leads they have are leads that are uh, current now. I mean, they get a lead and they turn around and send it out to the next person in line to get one. It doesn't sit around and wait for a day or two or a week or two or a month or two for to get old. They send the leads right out. But in they also teach you how to go about finding your own leads, creating your own leads, and they teach you how to create 3 to 5 leads per day, good leads per day. But the most important thing about it is they teach you how to follow up with those leads, how to go about contacting them, how to go about inviting them, pick the phone up and invite them. How you can spend 30 seconds on the phone and have somebody, you know, you know, actually coming in to where you can follow up with them and do what we've been trying to teach for a few years now, and that is build relationship and do some relationship marketing where you can, because it's just what Robert said a while ago. People don't sign up with companies; they sign up with people. They there are people out there looking for a home-based business. They're looking for a way to make money, but they're not looking for a particular program. They're looking for someone that they can feel comfortable with, they can become friends with, they can, feel like it's someone that not only can help them and teach them, but they can, just work together and build a business. And they're not really particular about what business they build, and as long as that business is honest and ethical, and has a good compensation plan to go along with a good program, a good product. And so it's basically what I've always said is people really don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So this is an opportunity, and they can teach you how to go about building that relationship, making that contact, initial contact, and carrying it forward. And they have a lot of scripts in there that you can use to actually follow. Of course, you don't ever want to get on and just read a script word for word, but they got the scripts that you can read them and learn them, and learn how to use them, and put them in your own words, and everything. So it's the Home Success Program. I put a link on there. It's been a couple 2 or 3 days ago on the chat room there. If anybody wants a link again, I can give it to them. Or I believe we have a few people signed up. So basically, what I would say is, if you're interested in knowing more about the Home Success Pro program, contact the person that invited you to this call and ask them for their link. And if they don't have a link, go back to the chat room and find the link and sign up, and then call them up and give them a link. Either way, we all win. And my whole reason for actually talking about both of these programs tonight, is the fact that it doesn't matter what business you want to build, which opportunity you want to build. And we have a few good ones that we recommend, but everybody has other programs that they work and build, and they feel equally well that those are good programs too, and there are a lot of good programs out there, but this gives you an opportunity to learn how to do that relationship building and network marketing in general. And so it's I really think it's a good place to get some good training. So now we have two real good programs right there. Uh, and Robert, I had something I was going to mention that you had said or something, and it's gone completely out of my mind right now. Maybe you'll say it again, Robert. You got anything to say?
Not off the top of my head that I can think of.
I'm suing all of you for copyright infringement. Because I was the one that said people join people and not companies. It wasn't Robert, so...
I'm sorry.
Come on,
I'm
Mike,
sorry. I apologize
together.
for Dave. That's Reverend Dave, and we'll give him credit for that statement as well. Now we've all
Please
said
don't
it.
sue me.
Yeah, that's good, because I don't want to get blamed for everything.
How much can we blame you for?
I don't know. Gee whiz, we just got so many good things going. I think, Reverend Dave, it brings up the fact that, when you're talking to people, well, like Chuck was saying last week, I had one today that was really interesting. I was on Skype, and I got a phone call from this person that I didn't really know. Excuse me. And so I visited with them for a little bit. And it's like everything else. I would say that first 60 seconds was kind of, the air was quiet, and we were kind of looking at each other. And he didn't know what to say, and I wasn't quite too sure what I was going to say. But all of a sudden, one of us started talking, and then once we got started to talking, then we felt more comfortable. And I like the idea of Skype because, like one friend that's in my business that I have in Israel, it's always fun to talk to people and be able to see their face and see their expression and, kind of see what they look like and be able to, because when you're on Skype and you're talking to somebody, then you can carry on that conversation back and forth. You can ask questions. They can reply to your questions. They can ask other questions of you, and it's just a regular conversation. And in the process, I think we talked maybe 7 or 8 minutes. And the beauty of it was, in that 7 or 8 minutes, we probably spent less than 30 seconds involved around multi-level marketing. Now, I think for myself, that's great, because we were getting to know each other. We were getting familiar with each other. And in that process, the business itself actually became secondary. Because once that person has a little trust and a little faith and a little belief in what you're saying, then the business it's almost as if the business has nothing to do with it. They like you, they enjoy talking to you, and they're going to get in business with you because they feel that camaraderie. That's pretty cool. Did I say anything to set that flame there, Mike, that you might remember? Or did you go on mute again?
Everybody's on mute.
I
Mike,
was going to
there?
Yeah, I'm on mute again. Sorry about that. And
You ever get that feeling you're talking to the wall?
no, but I do it quite often. I do it quite often.
I do too.
One of the things I was talking about then, and nobody was hearing but me, is and my lovely wife over here. She hears me all the time. But Chuck, back I guess a couple days ago, he posted some links on our chat room, and I highly recommend that you go out there and click on those and take a look at them. There's some web pages that he's created and things like that, promoting mostly Four Corners. But he also had a couple other things on there he was promoting. But the pages he's done is good, but he's got some good videos on there and stuff like that. He's done some work. And Chuck's building a team. One of the things Chuck's doing and building a team is he's inviting people. He invited a bunch of people to this call tonight. Maybe they got lost somehow or another. I got to make sure he knows the number. He does. I'm joking. But he also has invited people to come and join our chat room, our Skype chat room, which and Robert, what you triggered my mind. That's where I started all this and was headed towards. In the chat, in the Skype chat room, we can talk, we can carry on a conversation, but you're right, it doesn't have to all be business, but it pretty much is mostly business related. But the most important aspect of it is, let me ask you this, Robert. When you was carrying on that conversation, y'all were building a what? You were building a
Well, I'm building a relationship with that particular person.
That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, since and here's the thing: you always, or at least I always do, I make an attempt to find out what that person's interest is, besides multi-level marketing or earning money on the internet. And because this person is from Israel, and because I've studied the Torah and the Tanakh, and if nobody knows what that is, that's the Jewish Bible, basically. And in talking to him about some of the things in reference to the Tanakh and the Torah, then I create that camaraderie. Because now he knows that I have an interest in something he's already interested in, because He's a Jew himself. And that's kind of how you build that relationship. Now, I'm using the Torah and the Tanakh as an example because it could be anything. I mean, it could be maybe you have horses. I have relatives that have horses, they have thoroughbreds. Or maybe it's somebody that has 10 dogs. Whatever it is that they have that they're doing and you have some interest in, then you're going to create that relationship. I think would be like Sandy in reference to selling real estate, although that could be business connected. I have, how shall I say, a sort of a relationship with her because I sold real estate and I understand real estate and I understand how, getting people to go out and look at the homes and, what do they want and what are their dreams. And so you have this uh, ability to share information back and forth where both parties have similar interest. And the only thing I found uh, that sometimes can be difficult is every now and then somebody will say something. I'll use an example. Uh, well, I love horse racing. Well, then I try to, because, if you try to do something that's not honest, then they're going to know it. So I try to present it in such a way as I tell them, well, that's really interesting. I imagine that can be a lot of fun. I imagine you can probably, go to a racetrack and watch the horses run and maybe even make a little money. Although that's something I don't do, have no interest in doing. So you kind of, you got to block out a few things that may not be the same interest that you have. I think that's also very important. Um, I've studied this for quite a while, and it's interesting how people from all over the world, or as your neighbor across the street, we are all different. We all see things from a different point of view. Uh, Even if you have a similar hobby, uh, for example, my daughter has dogs. Well, I have a dog. I think a few people have seen him because I've had him up on the screen when I'm, doing a Skype. But her attitude towards dogs is totally different than mine because my dog is a pet and he sleeps in bed with me. I throw the blanket over and he gets all cuddly and warm and he just loves it. Whereas my daughter, uh, she keeps the dogs outside. She won't let them in the house. But guess what? When it comes bedtime, she says it's ridiculous. You ever try to sleep in a bed with 5 dogs? I said no, and I don't want to, but that sounds cool. But yeah, it's just a question of learning how to. In my case, I always say learning how because I can be straightforward here. I'm an only child. I never had any brothers or sisters, and so for me, it's a learning process. Now, if you come from a family of 5 or 6 brothers and sisters, it's not a learning process. You grew up and learned it before you were 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? For those who come from a big family.
Yep.
But for myself, yeah, but for myself, being an only child and not having that type of environment around me all the time, learning how to communicate with people has been a much greater struggle for me than it would be for the person who came from a large family. And I'm sure most of you probably understand what I'm talking about.
I do. I understand, and I appreciate the whole line of thinking there you're coming from because what you're doing, what you're doing is relationship building, and you're building friendships. If you go at this with the idea of building friends, you're going to build business partners in the process. It's just a byproduct, and of course that's ultimately what we want to, I reckon. But it's good to build friends. I got a number of friends all over the world, all over the globe, and many of them I've never met face to face. I probably never will meet face to face, but we've over a period of time we've built relationships there, and we enjoy talking with one another and sharing with one another. And like you said, very not always are we sharing business. Most of the time we are, just like we started off with this call here. I asked Robert how his weather was, because I had seen on the Weather Channel, I'd seen that they had some what they were calling dangerously hot weather out there in the state where he lives. Of course, it was down in the southern part of the state and everything, but and then that naturally led, when Dave came back on, we asked Dave, how his weather was, and he shared with us, because I saw also that our tropical storm Bill that come in and give Texas so much grief yesterday was headed his way. It wasn't there yet, but according to the weather, they were headed. It was headed towards him. Uh, Dave and I have been associated together for a number of years, quite a few years now, and it's been great. Dave and I talk just about every day, uh, and we share business, but we also share each other, in our daily lives, what's going on, and when one has a need, we call up and are able to talk, and when and work through our needs and frustrations and trials sometimes. But it's great. What it amounts to is we built a relationship. Dave and I built a relationship that and a friendship, and that friendship has lasted and carried us through actually several businesses together now. And you know, I appreciate Dave. I know I can call on Dave when I need him, and that's but it what I'm trying to say is it all started from the fact that Dave and I built a relationship to start with. Uh, does anybody else have anything? I'm trying my best not to get started just rambling on, because y'all know I can. I'll ramble on for an hour or two. Uh,
Mike, I was just going to say, what drew me to Mike was his approach and his methods. Um, I can't remember the name of the venue. It was a social venue where businesses can meet and you could put in ads and advertise your business. But I was with another company, and I friended Mike on this social network. What was it called? I can't even remember what it's called anymore, Mike. I don't think it even exists anymore. But
well, they changed their name from that time, and be honest with you, right this minute I can't pull that name up. I haven't been to that site or looked at it, and you may be correct. They may not even exist anymore, but uh, they
to me, I remember it was Bill Weber's
yeah, Bill Weber was
brain trust.
actually his
But
son ran it, but Bill Weber is always the one that you used to see on there, and
Brain. But Mike reached out to me right away. I mean, within an hour of getting my information, he sent me a phone invite. And nobody had ever done that before, and I thought, this guy is special. So I called him right back, and Mike thought, nobody ever called me right back. This guy is special. So we've had this relationship ever since, and I have learned so much from Mike. He's taught me basic stuff. He's taught me advanced stuff. No task that I can put in front of him seems to be too daunting for him, and I'm just looking forward. I think it was 2008 when we first met, Mike. It's been like 7 years.
yeah,
So,
it's been a while. Yes.
so, but it's been all good, and I've learned a lot, and I've made money, and made some friends, and I heard somebody say once that when all is said and done, they're not going to back a moving truck up to your grave and toss all your stuff in your grave. You're going to leave all that behind here. But the only thing you can take to heaven with you is other people. So I'm glad to have all of you going to heaven with me, and it's going to be a fun ride when we get there. So that's all I had to say.
Amen.
You know, it's not just the relationship that I've built with Dave over the years and the friendship that we've had, but because of that relationship, because of that friendship, he's led me to meet a lot of other people and people that I have built relationship with and friendship with, and I hope in turn that I've also helped him come in relationship with some other people and make friends and things like that. But we've the strange thing about it is Dave and I used to be in another business together. We didn't know each other then, didn't know each other was in the same business, but we have actually sat in some big conventions and things like that, and didn't know each other then. But it just makes me wonder, how much better those conventions might have been if I had known Dave then, if we had had the relationship we have now. But I even went to Ohio for a convention one time. Oh man, that's where I figured
I'm
out that
sorry.
people in Ohio don't know how to eat, but they don't know what grits is.
I was going to say they don't know how to make grits, but everything else is fine. So
Yeah, everything else was okay, I guess. Oh man, but anyway, it's just through this business we meet a lot of people, we make a lot of friends. Hopefully, we make some money along the way. I don't know, but I think that's probably the goal we're looking for. But the byproduct of it is the friendships we make, the relationships we make, and and the benefits we get from those relationships. I'm almost trying to get me started again. All right. Anybody else got anything you want to add?
Well, is Sandy still with us?
I'm here. I am here. I'm like a sponge. I'm absorbing it all.
Sandy's quiet, but until she has something to add, but when she adds it, it's always valuable. It's always of value, and I appreciate Sandy so much. Uh, both both here on the calls and also the things she does in the chat rooms and through Skype. Uh, Sandy's the only one of the people here on the call that I've actually met in person, and we really enjoyed that opportunity. And I look forward to being able to meet other people face to face and expanding those relationships.
That would be fun. We should have a reunion.
We need to do that.
A winning team reunion.
There you go. Marnie's been pushing for that for a long time, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's got probably I'm not sure between her or Robert which one's the farthest to come, or furthest away from here. But
You got to draw out a map so we can tell.
of course she's in a different country, so
She's definitely got the longest way. Robert, did you see that Mac's work is terminating?
No, but Dave did, and he might be able to tell you more about it. But well, maybe not. I don't know. But my understanding is that because I have the Mac system that's a little bit different, where it's not connected to your IP.
Right.
And so I got that, and I'm using that, and I'm making money every day on that. But the other one where you have to have the IP that's connected to your computer, I understand what happened was that whoever their provider was, they were having a lot of trouble with the IP addresses because people would, sign up, and then a few days later your IP address changes, Well, I learned something I didn't know before because I didn't realize that your IP address changes. I always thought if you had an IP address, it was always the same no matter what. But apparently that's not true. It changes, and
Can I
that's because of your.
can I add something in there, Robert?
Have you set the modem?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, well, Sandy's in there too. It's kind of where you set the modem, but you can have a fixed IP. You can get a fixed IP from your internet service provider. But in most cases, I've seen probably 99% of the cases, the IP it changes, just like you said. But
Well,
my
you know, we do
Right.
so much.
my IP is always the same going out to the internet, but my IPs between my computer and my wireless router or my wired router, even as far as that goes, or that varies. Just depends on when the computer signs on to the router. But from my modem, because I've got a business connection here, but from my modem to the internet, the IP is always the same. So
Yeah, but apparently my understanding was that the company who started this, uh, they had so much problem with this IP thing that if you get connected up with the other one, then uh, once you download the program, you don't need an IP. IP has now become not important. Okay, and that's the only reason this. The only way I know how to say it is say phase one and phase two. Phase two is up and operating, and Dave can tell you because he's making his little bit of change every day. I do it every day. But the one that's phase one is going to be shut down and phased out completely. But as far as I know, phase two is going to stay active. So until I hear something otherwise, I'm going to assume it stays active as long as I can do my task each day and make my little bit of change each day. I'm not too concerned about it. Now, the only thing that I don't know is that I can't give this to somebody else. Now, I did give a URL to Dave, but I'm not sure. You'd have to ask Dave, because somehow Dave managed to get it. And I think the reason he probably got it was he was already part of the system. So they sent him probably something and he got in there and now he's doing it. But if you're not part of the system, then you may not be able to do it. Now, Sandy, if you're part of the system, then I would send an email or something to them and tell them that on the phase two or the second part of it, you'd like to continue, then they may send you a link that will allow you to, download that and continue. But phase one, to my understanding, is they're just going to be phased out.
Yeah, we had so much trouble with internet since the weekend that, the modem reset itself. I can't tell you how many times. So every time I went on there, it asked me if I had a different IP address. So
right.
That's what's happened. It's just like in constant, continual change. But
yeah, and I had the same problem.
I mean, there's been so many times where the light was green and there was no task, and I'd email them, and like 8 hours later the task would show up, and I thought, this is really not worth the effort. I don't have time for this. So I'm thinking maybe it's a good thing. So I'm just going to phase it out. Let it go.
Yeah, it's like I said. And Dave, are you on there? Oh, Dave, are you muted out?
Hey.
I don't think he left.
he hadn't left. I hadn't heard the bell ring that tells me if somebody's dropped out. He's probably muted or
Yeah.
sometimes
But
he
anyway,
gets another call or something. He has to take on
because
his phone. So.
he asked me through the chat and email, because he was the one that told me that they may be shutting down. And so I gave him the URLs. And then when I do that, I always check a URL to see whether it works. And none of the URLs that I gave him worked for me. So I'm assuming they didn't work for him. But somehow he did manage to get on whatever that program is that we're on now. All I know for sure is that the IP address is no longer high priority because the company is just having too much of a headache with this IP thing, and probably thousands of people calling in and saying, "Hey, it's not working." It's always asking me, your IP address has changed. You want to update it? Then you try to update it, and then it would tell you, "Well, you're already registered in the system. If you want to log in, you got to use your old IP address." Well, I'm sorry, I'm a dummy. How do you use your old IP address? I don't know how to do that. Either it works or it don't. So anyway, I thought Brother Dave might be able to assist you a little bit more than me, because he managed to get back on. So, and I'm not sure how he did it.
Get back on what?
The MWRK, whatever they call it. Ask Sandy, she'll tell you.
Oh, Max work sent me a notice of terminating.
Yeah. I've just been going there and clicking on the Get Paid button on the right-hand side, and they set up tasks for me. They're setting up about 10 tasks a day now for me.
Oh, I've got nothing like that. I was getting maybe one a day, and I was telling Mike and Robert that sometimes there would be a green button, there'd be no task until maybe 8 hours later. It was terrible.
Right. Well, don't do the login. At the right-hand side of your screen, it says Get Paid, and click on that instead, and then you'll have the same login credentials. You'll get a new screen with the same login credentials that you have with your same email and password, and it'll tell you if you want, you can sign up for that. It's a sister program that's being run better. I get a task just about once or twice an hour.
Oh.
So, and they'll pay you up to $1 a day, which that's $30 a month. So.
Like that.
Nothing wrong with that. So, but don't click on the login that you would normally do with the Max work. Click on the Get Paid instead. It's kind of in the center on the right-hand side.
Yeah, I have to get the other machine up because that's the one that's on. Oh.
But now, Dave, did you get an email or what that said they were going to phase out?
Yeah, couple emails, but they're starting to pay me for my sign-ups. I had 19 sign-ups, and so far I've been paid for 6 of them.
Okay. Now, see, what's interesting is that what I'm doing right now is called Traffic, MICRO.
Yeah.
The other one, right, the MXWRK, that particular, when you downloaded the toolbar, that hasn't worked for me for, 3 or 4 weeks now.
Well, that's the one they're phasing out. They're not going to do it anymore. And
yeah, that's what I thought.
Friday's the last day for that, and that's tomorrow. And
so, you're on the Traffic Marco, right?
Micro, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm on. And I think Sandy wants to know how to get onto that Traffic Marco.
Yeah, because my Max work, all there is the red button, the email button, the message button, or the with the money in it, and then 2 that looks like a pause sign, and then that's it on the toolbar. There's nothing else to the right.
Okay, hang on. Let me give you a URL to look at. Okay. Enter into your address bar mxwrk .com /user user /API.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Page not found.
Okay. Try this one then. It's the same thing, maxwork, mxwrk.com /site, SITE, /index, INDEX, question mark, hide stat equals 1. HIDESTAT equals 1.
HID, as in David?
Yes. ESTAT equals 1. And try entering that and see what you get.
Okay, that brought up a MaxWork page.
And you see at the right-hand side in the black, it says Get Paid.
Yeah.
Click on that.
How part of Traffic Micro gets paid more money, no need to install an add-on. Okay. Now it
So
says to log, already a member, log in.
So you are a member because you're being grandfathered into it by
MXWRK.
yeah.
Because your IP is already associated with a MaxWork account. Okay.
Right.
And now what do I do?
Well, just when you hit Get Paid, it says, well, come on. All right. It says already a member, log in. Can you log in?
Yeah.
Okay, try to. Use your same email and the same password. It'll ask you for email address.
I hope it's the right password. Oh, it's not. I'll have to check the password.
Dave, if I can simplify things just a teeny bit there, instead of that great big old long URL you just gave Sandy, if you'll just put in maxwork.com or the mxwrk.com, it'll take you to the same page.
Okay.
My password isn't working. I gotta double check it. Oh, got it.
You're not like me. You use different passwords, don't you, Sandy?
Oh, I have to. Yeah. Oh, it's not what I thought it was. No wonder it's not working.
Well, now that's interesting. I'm playing around with this, trying to figure out what to do, and it gave me a task. So I did the task. Instead of making $1 today, I made $1.10.
Good. Nothing wrong with that.
I'm not going to complain.
Glad to have you back. Okay, let's see if this works. Come on, it's telling me that it's not valid, and that's the password. well. I won't hold you guys up. I'll play with this in a minute.
Okay.
You might, Sandy, and just something to give it a try. If you can't get it to work right away, just go out of it, come back into it tomorrow, because the system may have not adjusted to the change yet.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go back in and do the same thing you did today, tomorrow, you may find that it'll work perfectly. Because that seems to be the way computers are. Sometimes it's like an email. They tell you it'll be there in a few seconds. Sometimes it's 15 or 20 minutes before you actually get it. So the system may have not adjusted to your change. It hasn't noticed that you've made the change. And so the best thing to do is just let it go, come back tomorrow, and there's a high probability it'll probably work fine. But I just got $1.10, and I thought I could only get $1 a day. How weird.
It says it.
I'm not going to complain. Huh?
It says it guarantees you $1 a day. It doesn't say $1 is a minimum or maximum.
Well, I got to work on that. Maybe I can start making more money than I'm making. What the heck? I'll be up at 4 o'clock in the morning. We'll get this thing rolling. Anyway, I hate to be a party pooper, but I gotta go.
It's
How'd you guess?
I'm watching the clock. Is anybody else got
Anyway,
anything to add
I'll
before we go? And let's let Robert go get some supper.
I've pretty much said what I was going to say.
All righty. Well, with that, I'm going to go ahead and close the call out. We will be back again here next Tuesday. This is Thursday, and it'll be back next Tuesday. And look forward to hearing everybody then.
all righty then. And Mike, before you close it out,
Yes, sir.
I will be giving you a call tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, that'll be good.
You'll, hopefully you're going to be there. I'm
Hopefully.
one of these. I like to make sure that I'm going to, call you.
Well, just give it a try. I can't promise you, but if I am, I'll be glad to talk. And we'll work out what we can.
Yeah, and if you're not there, I'll call back.
That's good. Just keep calling. You'll find me.
I'll find you. All right, Mike.
All righty.
You take care.
All right. You too.
All right. Good night.
We'll talk to you
Good
later.
night,
Good night, Dave.
everybody. Good
Good night,
night.
Sandy.
God bless y'all.
God bless everybody.
God
You
bless
take care.
everyone.